Hey there, quirky people. Today we're going to look at a scenario that even the What If series won't be touching. There are plenty of alternate universes that are being brought up in What If. One of those is about Peggy Carter taking the super soldier serum. The other will have T'Challa becoming Star-Lord. Then there's a universe with an evil Doctor Strange, and the one with Marvel zombies. But the most interesting episode seems to be the one where an unworthy Thor approaches to wield his hammer but gets killed by Hawkeye. This would lead Loki to take on the throne of Asgard permanently, and following that, he would lead an attack on Earth with the Asgardian army. This even includes Lady Sif, and the Warriors 3 would be a part of this attack. A war between the forces of Earth and Asgard sounds fascinating.
Glorious purpose.
But it would have happened in different circumstances if Loki had won against the Avengers in 2012. Have you ever wondered how drastically the MCU would have changed if Loki had conquered Earth with the Chitauri? Things would have looked totally different. It is obvious that the TVA wouldn't have allowed such an outcome since they were keeping the sacred timeline intact. But now that Sylvie has opened up the multiverse, a scenario like this could be possible. Maybe there will be a universe where Loki manages to defeat the Avengers. So we're going to look at a scenario where Loki took over New York and then maybe the whole planet. But before that, it would be nice if you guys would hit the subscribe button. And do press the bell icon so you don't miss out on our future videos. Okay now, here's what would have happened if Loki was the king of Earth. No Avengers. The Avengers were a pipe dream that was killed by the World Council when Nick Fury first brought them up. But they assembled in the nick of time as Loki launched an unannounced attack on Earth. He had scattered Earth's mightiest heroes and almost won. If Loki and the Chitauri would have managed to defeat the Avengers, then no other heroes of Earth would have dared to challenge him. He would have had 2 Infinity Stones at his disposal.
Turn off the Tesseract or I'll destroy it.
You can't. There is no stopping it. There is only the war.
So be it.
In the Loki series, Loki told Mobius that he wanted to make things easier for people by taking their choice and freedom away.
The first and most oppressive lie ever uttered was the Song of Freedom.
So I believe that in this alternate universe, he would take people under his control using the Mind Stone. After defeating the Avengers, he could subject them all to his mind control tactics as well. Now I know that Loki failed to put Tony Stark under his control because of the arc reactor.
This usually works. All performance issues, not uncommon. 1 out of 5.
But he could find another way for that in his alternate reality. Having the Avengers as his own personal army would help him take over the rest of the planet. No other heroes would be strong enough to defeat them, and Loki could truly rule Midgard after that, as everyone would submit to his will. The arrival of Thanos. After Loki was defeated in the Avengers, Thanos had to change his plan. He arrived on Earth 6 years after Loki lost 2 Infinity Stones in New York. But if Loki would take over the Earth, then it is likely that Thanos would arrive on the planet much sooner. He wanted all 6 Infinity Stones, and at least 3 of them were on Earth. So he could come for the 2 that Loki would have, and 1 that's with the sorcerers. But Mobius stated that Loki usually woos people to meet his ends, and then he betrays them.
Loki, I've studied almost every moment of your entire life. You've literally stabbed people in the back like 50 times.
Why never do it again?
So having 2 Infinity Stones and all 6 Avengers under his control, I believe that Loki would try to betray Thanos. The idea of Thanos' snap cannot sit well for him.
I am inevitable.
He wouldn't let the Mad Titan decide whether he lives or dies. So Loki would surely try to defeat Thanos. Now obviously the Mad Titan is not someone who can easily be taken down. He just used his double-bladed sword and almost took down Captain America, Iron Man, and Thor when they were in their prime. So a young Thanos, Nebula, Gamora, the Other, Ronan, and the Black Order would certainly be tough to defeat for Loki. But as I mentioned, Loki will have the Space Stone and Mind Stone. And he could even salvage more of Earth's technology by taking over the military and organizations like S.H.I.E.L.D. He could use all those resources to win against Thanos. Just imagine if you were to put Thanos under his control using the scepter. Loki would gain the strength to take over the entire universe after that. But looking at Loki's prowess, Wakanda and the sorcerers could intervene. The sorcerers of Earth have always protected the planet against mystical threats. But when the Chitauri attacked Earth, the Ancient One was seen fighting the battle in her own way. She was just keeping them away from the sanctum. As for Wakanda, they stayed quiet. These two factions didn't even intervene when Ultron almost caused global destruction with his meteor. But after seeing Loki taking over the planet and gaining control of the Avengers and Thanos, Wakanda and the Sorcerers will try to take him out for sure. Loki's army and his 2 Infinity Stones would surely take the Wakandan army down despite their technological prowess. But he would face a big issue against the Sorcerers. Loki is a potent wizard himself, so he could take on other sorcerers of Earth. But this is a battle that could go 2 ways. Doctor Strange was easily able to beat Loki on Earth in Thor Ragnarok, although it is arguable that he didn't give Loki a chance.
I have been falling for 30 minutes!
So either the sorcerers would manage to defeat Loki's army, or Loki would manage to prevail somehow. But for the sake of this theory, let's just believe that Loki would find a way to win. That would allow him to take over Midgard completely. He could brainwash every single person on the planet using the Mind Stone. And having done that, he would be ready for the next step of his master plan. A war between 2 realms. Loki told Mobius that he wanted to rule Midgard. Then his wish was to conquer Asgard and all the 9 realms.
Finish what I started.
Which is,
Claim my throne.
you want to be king.
I don't want to be, I was born to be.
Now upon seeing what he does with Midgard in the alternate reality, Odin would probably be rallying his forces to put an end to Loki's schemes. But back in 2012, Odin was not in his almighty state, and Loki is much smarter. After defeating Thanos, Wakandans, and the Sorcerers, he would be expecting an attack from Asgard since they were supposed to protect all the 9 realms.
Destroy everything.
So to prevent that attack, Loki could take the fight to his father instead. He was brought up on Asgard. As we saw in the Dark World, we knew the entry and exit points of Asgard that even Heimdall couldn't see. So he would know how the defenses of Asgard could be weakened.
You might want to take the stairs to the left.
Having 3 Infinity Stones, Thanos, the Ancient One, and the Avengers by his side, he could easily take down someone as strong as Odin, and that would further Loki's empire. He is the rightful ruler of Jotunheim, so I believe that he would add Jotunheim under his territory as well.
You're king.
But even these wins won't satisfy him. When the God of Mischief talks to Sylvie in Loki episode 5, he realizes that ruling in a timeline wouldn't be enough for him. So Loki could go for the full Monty after taking over 3 realms and acquiring 3 Infinity Stones. With the Mind Stone, he would have all the mighty people of Earth, Asgard, and Jotunheim under his control as well. And after that, he could take another step towards fulfilling his ambition. Loki's ultimate quest.
Your savior is here!
As I've mentioned, Loki would want to take over all 9 realms, and his quest would be to collect all 6 Infinity Stones. So he'd certainly take his step towards achieving that goal.
You just couldn't stay away, could you? Everything was fine without you. Asgard was prospering. You've ruined everything.
And that might bring him at odds against someone like Ego. King Loki and his giant army versus Ego the Living Planet is a battle that certainly excites me. But I'm going to leave the results of this battle for you guys to decide.
Surprise.
Who do you think would win between them? Let us know in the comments. Hit the like button and subscribe buttons if you enjoyed the video. And don't forget to check out some more fun videos on our channel. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye!